There it is. Awesome. Hi! So I'm just going to give everybody time to settle in. We're starting out a little earlier, give you time to find your mats, walk on in, get yourself situated. You'll notice that you're outside of my house, and behind you, you can't see them, are 3 beautiful yogis and 2 dogs and a cat. So let's see how that works out today. And then for everyone who's already on your mat, go ahead and take a seat, roll your shoulders back, and close your eyes for a moment. Give yourself this opportunity before we begin class to just center, find space. Because this yoga class is not just for women, it's for all beings, men, women, affiliated and non. Go ahead and just find the deeper part of your creative spirit. The feminine divine energy that we call Shakti. Welcome to the Women of Folk Festival, and we are beginning it today with about 45 minutes of yoga. First off, let's just say thank you to all the people who are participating today and who are bringing us music, to the vendors, to the creators of the event, and a special happy birthday to Cindy David, who is part of the Wild Hymns and Hymns of the Woods. We're going to start today with a 4-archetype yoga practice. If at any time you would like to donate money to this event, there will be some PayPal apps or PayPal attachments throughout the event. So go ahead and just throw some money that way if you feel inclined. So we're going to start off today with a laying on the belly, one arm on top of the other, your forehead resting onto your arms, and your body resting onto your mats. Some deep breaths in and out. As you inhale, feel the belly pressing against the ground. And as you exhale, feel the belly drawing back towards the spine. Seeing how that feels. Noticing the parts of the body that might be tight here, the parts of the body that might feel loose, the parts that we're more attentive to, and the parts that we ignore. pose. The hips are going to go back towards the heels. The arms are going to outstretch in front. And maybe we can place the arms under the head if we're feeling called to, or maybe the head goes right down to the ground. Starting in child's pose as we start our journey throughout our body, throughout the archetypes, throughout womanhood. And then moving forward nice and slow into hands and knees. Find the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And as you inhale, feel the belly draw down, lift the chest, lift the tail. And then as you exhale, round your spine, creating a bit of a curve here in the back, activating the whole front body, stretching the back body. As you inhale, feel the front body open and the back body activate. Drawing in and out with the breath. Moving the spine slow and steady. For the spine, walk the hands forward. We'll come into a down dog, tucking the toes, lifting the hips nice and high, lifting the heels nice and high, stretching as far up to the sky as you can. Really reach up through the tailbone, and then start to walk out your dog. Bend one knee, lower the opposite heel to the floor, and switch. Let the body open up in whatever way it can. Whatever way it feels called to at this time. If that means that you want to use blocks under your hands or anything like that, go ahead and do so. Then we'll walk the feet continuously as we come towards the hands. So one foot and then the other, forward towards the hands. Grab the elbows, let the body fold over the legs, shake out your head, soften your neck and your jaw. And then as you inhale, bring the arms up and overhead, coming into a mountain pose, arms overhead. Exhale, let the arms rest down by the sides. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead again. One more time, exhale, let the arms rest. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, stop it. And then exhale, forward fold, nice and slow. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen, top of the head comes forward. Exhale, forward fold, nice and slow. Inhale, let's step back with our right foot, right leg coming back as far back as we can into a lunge. This is a strong lunge here. We're going to push back through our right heel, and we're going to lift ourselves up in a high lunge. So the arms are going to come overhead. We're going to find that nice, strong opening of the chest and focus into the pelvis. Pushing back through that right heel, left knee over top of the ankle, core stays engaged. And then we're going to open this right into our first goddess posture. So it's a real big opening, but we're going to lower that right heel down, bend both the knees, and reach out. Holding here, letting the tailbone draw down. We're coming into that maiden flow, so that beginning of our first blood, the opening into womanhood. Let's go ahead and reach the arms overhead, bring the palms together. And then as we exhale, draw the palms together down in front of the face, the heart, all the way down. And once we get to the navel, turn those palms upside down so that you've created an upside down triangle with your palms. Coming into Yoni Mudra, moving the hips down, finding that power. Pull up from the earth into the legs. Pull up from the earth into the middle of the pelvis, where we create from both male and female energy. As you inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead. Straighten the legs, give yourself a break for a moment. And then exhale, take it right back down into that goddess pose. Bring the hands together, past the heart, past the chest, past the navel. Bring yourself into Yoni, fingertips facing down. And then open the hands and place them on each thigh. We're going to draw the right shoulder forward as we look over the left, pressing into the inner right thigh. Inhale as you come back into center, tailbone draws down, and then exhale, press the left hand into the inner thigh. Reach and look over the right shoulder. Inhale, come right back into center. Exhale, drop a little deeper. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms all the way up, big stretch to the sky. One more time, coming into it, finding all that power, all of that possibility that we have at the beginning of our cycle in women. And then from here, let's reach the arms out to the side. And we're going to take this right hand and place it onto the right thigh or the right elbow and just reach that left arm by the left ear. Find a big stretch here. I know the leg could be a little tired, but that's okay. Inhale, come back into center, and then exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, come back into center. Exhale, let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. And then from this position, we're going to go right into that lunge. So you're going to turn your left foot out, lift the back heel, come into that high lunge again. Exhale as the hands come down to the ground. Inhale as you step back with your left foot. And then from this plank position, let's lower just the knees. And then lower the chin and the chest, buttocks stay risen. Inhale as you lift through the center of your heart, roll your shoulder blades back. Find a nice deep back bend, either coming into an up dog if that's your calling, or staying within that cobra. And then exhale, activate through the belly button as you tuck your toes, roll back into down dog. Find that nice, strong, supportive ground below you. Energy under the palms, energy underneath the feet. Lifting through that tail. Letting the chest soften. One more breath here. And then on your next inhalation, let's go ahead and take that right foot forward. Come into the lunge with the right foot forward. And sweep up again, arms overhead. Holding here, breathing. Staying low within that lunge, last breath. And then exhaling, placing the hands right back down onto the mat. Let's step that left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale as you push through the feet, rise all the way up. Take that big stretch to the sky. Moving into mother, bring the hands down in front of the heart. Taking it all the way down now into that forward fold. Inhaling, placing the hands onto the shins, lengthening. Exhaling, this time forward fold deep. Next inhalation, we're going to step back with that right foot again, coming into that high lunge. Arms come up. Thinking of that time in motherhood where we birth new ideas or new beings or anything of that sort, the nurturing and patience that it takes. Let's go ahead and open this up into Warrior Two, finding that fierce protection of our offspring or of our ideas. Drawing the hips down, lifting through the top of the head. Trying to keep that left knee over the ankle as we press firmly into the ground with both feet. And then we'll reverse this warrior. The right hand's going to come back and the left arm's going to come up into the sky. So we're now reaching into the heavens as we reach down towards the earth. Left knee stays over the ankle, staying open. Moving heaven and earth for our ideas or our children or anything else we birth into this life. Let's bring it back into Warrior Two. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift the center of your chest, angle the chest towards the inner left knee. As you exhale, come into Humble Warrior, bringing the chest down towards the inside of the thigh, arms overhead. As we all know, there is nothing but humility being taught to us during the time of the mother. One more breath. Inhale, let's come back into Warrior Two. Find the strength in the legs. You're here. Lift up into a high lunge, reaching the arms overhead. And then exhale, take those hands down to the earth. Inhale, step back with your left leg, find your plank. Exhale, lowering, 8 points to the ground, knees, chin, chest, both hands, both feet. Inhale, lift the heart, find that nice up dog or cobra, big stretch, broadening through the chest. Opening up the heart. And then exhale, squeeze the belly as you come back into down dog. Find that nice stretch. Again, earth underneath of us. One last breath like this. And then locating that right foot, let's go ahead and try and bring that right foot forward in between our hands. Come into your high lunge again, reach the arms up, find structure in the pose. And then as gracefully as possible, open it up into warrior two. Arms come out to the side, shoulder blades draw down on the back, right knee over your ankle. Finding that fierce protection of our own ideas, of ourselves, and of our beings around us. Go ahead and bring that left hand back as you reach the right arm up. Look for nurturing from the heavens and the earth. Holding here for 3 breaths. 2, 1, taking it through warrior two. Let's bring the hands behind the back, looking for that humble warrior, bringing the arms behind you, angling towards the inner right knee, bringing the body down. Finding breath and strength. Last inhalation, let's come right back up into warrior two, into a high lunge. And then exhale, those hands down to the ground, press firmly into the earth, step the left foot forward, forward fold. Give yourself that moment to just rest, to soften, to let go. Moving all the way up again, reaching the arms overhead, big stretch to the sky. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down to the heart, moving into the third stage of Enchantress, when we no longer can give birth any longer, we're no longer bleeding. Reach the arms up one more time. From the menopausal stage, bringing it all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, let's come up halfway, find stretch. Exhale, come all the way back down. And again, starting on that right side, inhale, right foot comes back. Reaching up, high lunge, reaching forward and up and overhead. And then taking this back into our goddess, bringing it all the way down. Let's bring the hands together in front of our hearts, nice and slow. Moving into the Enchantress, we start to take care of ourselves again, become more aware of what we need. Let's bring the hands down, find yoni, bringing the fingertips to face down, looking for that triangle right in front of the pelvis. Tailbone down, top of the head rises. Breath is deep. Last one. Beautiful. Reach the arms all the way up again. We're going to take this up and stretch the legs. Turn that left foot out. Let's turn the right foot in just where we are, coming into a warrior one, so it's a little bit more narrow here. Left knee's over top of the ankle, making sure you have balance and room for this. On your next inhalation, lift your chest. Exhalation, engage your core. Inhalation, reach through the fingertips. Exhalation, pull up and in through the pelvic floor. We're going to bow forward over this left thigh. Straight like an arrow from the hips to the fingertips, reaching towards our inner selves, or what we look for, what coming back into ourselves looks like after we have no longer been responsible for the upbringing of offsprings, for the nurturing of a new endeavor. Lift the back heel, shift the weight into that left foot, and lift that right leg. If your balance is off today, your hands can come to the floor. If you don't feel like lifting your leg, just lower it and hold. Last two. Last one. Lower that right foot to the ground. Come back into a warrior one. Open yourselves back up into goddess. Draw it all the way down. Take the fingertips to face down in front of the pelvis. who we are before our titles, who we are deep below the names that we were given. Reaching it all the way back up, find that nice strong structure. And this time we're going to turn out to the right, so the left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Bend that right knee, warrior one. Find that core engagement, find that lift of the pelvic floor. Exhale, bring the torso forward over that right leg. Reach first, find strength in the core to hold you still. It is in that core that we work from. And then if you'd like to, start to lift this left leg, find warrior three. Balanced, strong, using whatever you might need to find yourself. Bend that right knee, step back, look into that warrior one again. Turn both feet to face forward. And then one last time, come into that goddess posture. Settle a little deeper this time. Once again, finding Yoni Mudra. This is our last foray into goddess, so maybe this is your deeper experience of it. And then from this position, straighten both legs. Turn both feet to face forward. Take them wide. Hands to the hip bones. And come into a wide leg forward fold. Hands coming down, head coming towards the earth. Tailbone reaching up. Maybe the hands touch the floor here. Maybe your expression of this pose is different and you would like to grab your ankles. Maybe your practice today includes an inversion, so maybe you'd like to do headstand here. Or maybe it's just a gentle forward fold, a perfect balance of effort and release. And then from this forward fold, we'll press the hands into the ground. We're going to walk the hands forward as far forward as we can, but still reaching the buttocks back. Coming into this wide leg down dog, really stretching through the tailbone, reaching through the fingertips, shifting weight forward towards the balls of the feet just a bit. Heels down, tail up. Core gently lifted and engaged. And taking one or two more breaths here. Maybe the forehead likes to come towards the ground in this posture. And let's go ahead and reach the hands back. That beautiful wide leg forward fold. We're going to heel toe the feet in to come into Malasana or squat. So you're going to walk in a little bit, maybe one or two steps here. Some people might need to turn their toes out here, or they might keep them forward. Once you come down, see what works for you. We're going to draw the tailbone down. Maybe bring the fingertips together or the palms. Adjust as you need to. We're not here forever. You can also sit on a block if you need to. Finding the deepness in this pose, the deepness in our hips. And also using those hands together in front of the heart to help open the chest so that we really start to connect lower chakra to heart, and then reaching through the top of the head. Let's take one more breath. Beautiful. And then let your hands come down to the ground. You're going to come into seated in whatever way works best for you. So crossing the legs, it could be a nice little jump into a seated position, whatever works really well for you. We're going to cross both the legs in simple seated. You can sit on a blanket here. It'll give you a little bit more height if you need it for your hips. Hands are going to come down onto the lap. We'll close the eyes, roll the shoulder blades back, lift through the center of the heart. We're going to start to enter into the crone, or the wild elder, the learned teacher. So we'll start with just a movement of the spine, the spinal undulation. So inhaling, let the belly draw forward, lift the chest, let the head come back. And then as you exhale, round your spine. Inhaling, lifting, and exhaling, rounding. So we've moved through our past 3 incarnations. We have experienced the wild wonder of the beginning of womanhood, the birthing of new ideas and practices of the maiden, the delving deeper into ourselves of the enchantress. And then we use all of those to enter into crone. We use all of these experiences to create more wisdom and to become a bridge between the life cycle. Go ahead and bring the spine back into a neutral position. We're going to start to create a circular motion with the spine. So the chest is going to face towards the left. We're going to draw the chest towards that left knee and roll across. And then once we get to the right, we're going to round the spine. And then inhale, release to the left. And at first, it might just be a rounding, a circular position. It might not go much further than this. But maybe in your experience of the archetypes, you find that you need more. And you start to allow the arms to come up. And there becomes a wild expression of your own to open up space, to find movement, to release gripping, to move in grace. No longer withholding, and instead embracing the deeper of the feminine kind. Next time that you move over to that right, let's go ahead and reverse direction. So bringing your chest back, turn the body towards the right knee and reverse. Imagining that spinning of the pot, almost as if we often think of the crone and witch archetype very similar to each other. And they are, but think of it more as the wisdom is the medicine. We are churning the cauldron of our own medicine that we'll share. Let's take a couple more, really finding the embracement of whatever it is we need. Limbering up that body for the dancing that is bound to happen as we listen to the wild hymns at 12 and continue down the chute with Shawan and the Wonton, the hens, and all the rest of these beautiful, talented women. One more time in the big circle. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and take this into a forward fold. So stretch the arms up. Exhale, find that forward fold. Maybe crossing the legs in a different manner if that's what needs to be done. Look for that nice deep stretch. And then we'll slide ourselves right back up again. We're going to take this into a twist. So depending on how you're feeling, you might want to try crossing the legs in a different direction this time. And we'll take this right hand to the outside of the left knee, right, and the left hand behind you, and just take a nice upright twist. Shoulders down, top of the head rises. Then releasing, and let's take the twist to the other side. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand behind you. And then let's come right back into center. And from here, we're going to lay down. So we're coming down onto our backs, working our way into that corpse pose. Let's bring the knees into the chest. If you're outside like we are, then you might get to enjoy the sun on your face. If you're inside, you can imagine the warmth as you roll your knees from side to side. Letting that lower back release. And then from this position, let's go ahead and take it into a twist again. So both knees are going to draw to the left, and we can place our left hand on the outside of the right knee. The right arm comes behind you. we come into the body in this nice little twist, knowing the twists actually do bring us inward. They bring that focal point right down the center. Then we'll take that twist to the other side, bringing the knees into the chest, drawing all the way from the abdomen over to the right. Right hand comes onto the left knee, giving ourselves that nice, full expression of a twist. Hopefully keeping the left shoulder down, but maybe even exploring props under the knees or between the knees. And then let's go ahead and bring ourselves back into that center point. Holding those knees in tight. And then maybe we'd like to reach down and grab the bottoms of our feet if we have that access. If not, then grab behind the thighs. And then maybe we can bring the head in towards the knees so that we give ourselves a nice little squeeze here. And then as we lower the head down, let's extend the legs. Maybe we hold onto the feet here, maybe not. And we don't have to come into a headstand or a shoulder stand or any kind of weirdness here to experience a lengthening in that lower back. So finding the legs moving closer towards the body, heels moving away, lower back long, breath slow and steady. And then lowering the tailbone down, take the soles of the feet together and let's lower the pinky toe sides of the feet onto the ground. Knees open wide. You can place blocks underneath your knees if you feel like it gets too much of a pull in the groin. And then we'll place the hands, one on the belly and one on the chest. And at first, we're just here to experience the breath. To feel the parts of the body that rise and fall with the breath. Maybe we feel more movement in the chest. Maybe we feel more movement in the belly. And we allow ourselves to soften the restriction of the breath so that our soft belly and our soft chest can move. So that the ribs can soften. And the breath is free to explore its full experience of being within your body. And then taking one or two more breaths, just like this. Let's let the arms rest down by our sides, and if you need help, bring your thighs together by using your hands. Extend the legs, and have the arms be away from the body. They don't have to be all the way out to the side, but just enough that they're not in direct contact with your side waist. Let the legs be wide enough that they are capable of opening out to the side if they need to. The feet can turn out gently if they need to. Allow your eyes to close. Let the breath become deeper. As you inhale, feel the rise of the belly. And as you exhale, feel the fall. And if you're just joining us now, feel free to just sit comfortably with your eyes closed for this guided meditation. Take into your mind's eye yourself or a loved woman if you are not currently see this woman of power, yourself or those you love. See her as the maiden entering into womanhood. Hold her high in her dreams and her bold potential, her big movements towards being a woman. See her now as the mother, birthing new ideas for new life into this world. Hold her high in her patience, her nurturing, her expressiveness, her protection. See her now as the enchantress, no longer tending towards others, no longer respecting or responsible for bringing life up and taking care of her children, or even her new venture she created. Hold her high as she is held in respect, as she finds herself comes back to who she was before all of the names were given to her, all of the experiences were lived and through, and all of the expectations were lobbed upon her. Now see her as the crone, oftentimes seen as something in our society that we hold back from. Hold her high in her power, in her ability to teach, in her ability to bridge between the life cycle, the understanding that she can bring upon the world just from her own experience living in it. Hold her high in that graceful transition. From student to teacher. Now visualize all women, all sizes, all shapes, all colors, all of the ways in which a woman is seen, all of the ways in which we present as women in this world. Maybe you can think of special friends and family members, maybe not. Maybe it's just a generic picture in your mind. Whatever it is, see all women as they are. Beautiful and powerful, instinctively divine, magical and capable, protective and strong. Hold them in safety. Protect them. Regard them. And be one of them. When you're ready, go ahead and allow yourself movement, maybe little movements, maybe big ones, just to start to wake up this physical body. And then start to bring your knees into your chest. And roll over onto your right side into the fetal position, because after our corpse pose, there is a rebirth. yourself just a couple moments here to be where you are before you have to start the rest of your day. Then pressing your hands into the floor, come all the way up into a seated position. Allow your eyes to close. Even here, give yourself just a little bit more time in a quiet, soft understanding of who you are and of who you want to be, of what this day is for you. Find the top of the head to rise into the sun, into the clouds, into the sky. Find the tailbone to draw down deep within the earth, making you the conduit between the heavens and the earth. Let the breath be slow and deep. The body be firm and strong. And then let's go ahead and bring the hands together and reach one more time up into the sky. Reach into the sky through the fingertips. And as you bring the hands down, first stop at the forehead so that you may know the truth of your being. And then bring the hands down in front of your lips so that you may speak the truth of your being. And down into the heart so that you may be this truth, understand this truth, and see the truth in others. And bowing your head towards the Ahiguru, the inner spirit, the inner teacher. And placing one hand onto the heart and then the other hand on top. Honoring those who have come before us and those that will come after us, and our space within that line. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this event with you today. Thank you so much for allowing me to be holding the space as teacher. And I will say namaste as the great honor within me of God sees, respects, and loves the great honor of God within you. Thank you. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy the rest of the event. There will be beautiful music coming, and I believe right at 12 o'clock the Wild Hymns will be starting us off. So again, happy Women of Folk Day. Take care.